And because they did this, I figured that the coolest way to be able to honor that is the fact that they will be a character inside the universe, a map maker in our universe. Somebody reached out who wanted to make a map of the world itself. So they came up with this super cool idea, and we were discussing it, the locations, and we'll show that off now too. This is Instagram. Their Instagram tag was Man of War. Yeah, we were talking and we came up with a pretty awesome little map here. That. So here we go.
I haven't actually looked at this in detail, by the way.
Their signature is down here, by the way. And because they did this, I figured that the coolest way to be able to honor that is the fact that they will be a character inside the universe, a map maker in our universe. So we're coming up with a character idea for them, and yeah. So
This be in the creator, front of the omnibus book.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So we're huge into people that want to be part of our journey. Actually, even in our thank you, anybody that's a part of this, including everybody that checks in here, you are a part of our journey to get this universe built. So we want to honor that. Right now, we're doing that by putting your name in the book, and then we'll actually have it to where folks can eventually, I don't think we did it with this one, but maybe even be NPCs in our universe. And so that's what this is. Since they did something so cool, and there was no ask of like backing or anything like that, I was like, all right, this is the coolest way I could do it. Instead of you just making it for me, we're going to make it an official map of Nullified and make you a character in the universe and give you credit and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they did a fantastic job. I did come in here and made it a little bit more old school thing, you know, because we actually printed this off as a 12 by 18 canvas map, which looks incredibly cool. It's probably the coolest thing I've seen physically, besides the comic, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. The first book actually takes place.
I'm so glad you're doing this. It's pretty cool.
What?
Like zooming in and talking about it. I was going to ask you.
Oh, yeah. So the first book actually takes place, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do Force color. Right up in here. Oh, that's terrible, actually.
What's a good color?
For like showing? Let's do like a red or something. See if that works out a little bit better.
I'm just gonna start calling TikTok TT.
TT.
Yeah, because every time I have to write down like timestamps for our editing, I had to
yes.
TikTok.
So this is pretty much where issue 1 takes place, in the Elder Line faction, close to a place named, I guess the place would be kind of right there. What's the name? Ebon Helm, I think is what it's called. You only see like a brief little frame of it, and maybe we enhance that a little bit more in the official Kickstarter book. Maybe we give that a little bit more love. But this is where we see civilization begin once again. But stuff is happening all over the place. So as we can see, that's closer up towards the top of the globe here. It would be fairly cold.
Yeah, it looks like it because you're near the northern tundra.
Yes, so it would be fairly cold around those locations. But maybe this isn't a summertime, so it's not as insanely cold.
Is Marcus naturally hot then?
So here's the thing that I've actually talked about and thought about.
He doesn't wear shirts.
What do Nullified do? They manipulate the source.
Yeah.
So in my thought is they can actually manipulate their whole temperature. Make it more thermal or, you know, hot or cold and stuff like that. But if you can use magic, why would you not use it to make yourself hot or cold?
Right.
You know? So I think that, and then maybe we get into, like, if he's, like, deep within the snow, maybe he's wearing a little bit more clothes and stuff like that. Yeah. But they have, like, a natural resistance to, like, temperatures.
Is he going to get in the snow?
Well, I tell you what. We have a location right here called Nevaroon is what I call it. Neve meaning packed snow, and Rune meaning runes. So in this location, we're talking a little bit more. I don't want to say specifically Viking-esque type of stuff, but something similar to that and all that type of very hardy style things. And there's quite a bit of conflict between these two locations for sure. And then this is some fun stuff here. Where's this? What's this called?
Citadel.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the most important place in the entire globe to me. This is the home of the Nullified, the Citadel, deep within this swamp.
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 In all these locations, like this is a capital of that location. This is a stronghold of that location. They'll all have their different types of technologies, it's, aesthetics, and stuff like that. So in the Elder Line faction, it's going to be your feudalism style, bohemian style location, right?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, right. But it's going to be very much your high fantasy medieval. Up here, as I've said, it's going to be winter's coming. It's going to be Vikings, a little bit more barbaric and stuff like that. But we'll add some extra spice just to mix it up. The Citadel, because it is the stronghold of the Nullified, it's going to have a lot more source tech. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Utilizing the source in everyday appliances and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Floating things and
toilets
that actually function, and lights and stuff like that. Yep.
And then
we have some other nice little locations. We have this place right here that I like. Raven, I think it's Raven Mark.
I thought you were gonna say Rivendell. It's like I didn't think you could call it that.
What? There'll be some story developing there. I'm a huge fan of Ravens for no reason, and I won't say any reason. And then for Ghost, particularly, this is an extremely important location.
Where is that?
This is Aeon Stan.
Oh, you talked to me about that.
I've talked to, I think even the chat about this. So Aeon Stan is going to be this mercantile ran civilization, and it's deep within this desert, and the cities and stuff like that are actually built within huge canyons that weave through the continent, or whatever you want to call it. So they built their city along walls of canyons, and it's a pretty wild location that we'll get into with the Ghost graphic novel. Let's see. Yeah, we got some other cool stuff. We got the Sea of Madness and the Black Sea, so we'll get into some different types of explorations the further in we can get with the book. But your main locations as of right now to remember are, I'll just erase the stuff that's not important. These three: the Elder Lion faction, Neve Arun, or however I want to say it. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the pronunciation of it. The Citadel and Aeon Stan.
What about the keep? What is the keep?
The keep is going to be a fort stronghold, specifically here. That is, I want to say it's an Elder Lion faction, and it's them watching Aeon Stan. So like they're making sure nothing shady's happening between this little land bridge that connects the two.
I can see that. You know what I'm really curious about though, aside from the Sea of Madness, is this little bastion of Atlanta.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Is there anything you're gonna be doing here?
To be developed, I would say.
Are they gonna be like fighting like everybody? I think we surrounded by enemies.
Yeah, it very well could be. It's to be developed in the story, meaning that I haven't thought it through fully yet. But I can see there being some very interesting things, especially with the faction that I've talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Nullified and the exact opposite of Nullified.
Yeah.
Maybe they're stationed there, something like that. So, yeah, this is our official world of Eldatrus as it is known right now. Maybe the world is expanding, or maybe there's a side of the universe that's not, or the world that's not been explored. But this is what we know so far, and this is where most of our stories will be happening.